latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Telling you guys a bit of a review video on a new awning from Outdoor Revolution. So with me here, I've got the Outdoor Revolution Movelite T2R. So the T2 has actually been in kind of Outdoor Rev's range for quite a while now, but they almost completely redesigned it, hence why it is pretty much new and got the R series on the end of it. So the T2 has been not really changed in terms of actual overall size, but in the way it's been designed. So what we see now with in comparison to the old one is that the beam is located a lot further forward, which means that you've got a steeper angle here, giving you better internal headroom. And again, with a kind of more boxy shape, again, builds those walls out, give you more usable space. So again, we're not really extending or make it bigger, but we're just making use of the space in a much more efficient way. Plus, me having that nice wider panel kind of gives you a bigger window, and I think just flows and looks a lot nicer. Beautiful kind of colour, and with the fabric we've got a 240 HDE material, so it's about a 150 denier, and it's 4,000mm hydrostatic head. Sits really sharply. You've got tinted windows as well, so again you've got that level of privacy when you want the curtains down, and just means you kind of more see sort of shapes rather than physical detail itself. Zip curtains throughout the whole of the awning as well, again, so when you want that ultimate level of privacy, you can quite happily have that. Oops. It's available in 3 different heights, so they do a low, mid and a high. The low goes from 180 to 220, the mid 220 to 255, and then the high 255 up to 305. So you pick and choose depending on what vehicle you've got. Admittedly, most of the models will be looking around a low range for the more of the small and transit vans, but I'll let you in a secret actually. The model I've got with me is actually a mid, so it's designed to go for 220 to 255. I'm pretty impressed with how that fits, considering it's completely the wrong size. And that's again due to the kind of system they've got, which you could adapt it quite nicely. So you've got internal webbing strap here and also here to take the excess fabric up. You've also got kind of elasticated cord that you can really gather this tunnel section up quite nicely. So it means that it looks like a smarter fit, so you don't look so much of an amateur on the campsite. So for me, that's quite a big testament that that's a mid and it still fits below its range quite happily. So immediately for me, if you want the proper crisp fit, you're better off to go to on case sizes, and just to give a much better approach. And my rail's a little bit taller than most standard VWs. We've got kind of their oxygen airframe system, so it's basically got 2 beams done individually, and we've got our own pitching video. Actually, I was quite impressed. It only took me about 6-7 minutes to pitch the whole thing and pegged out and guide out, which makes it a perfect kind of touring awning, but then you've still got the substantialness that if you want to stay away for a bit longer, it can more than happily handle it. It's nice when it's big without being too big, and certainly kind of the windows all the way around, you get great views elsewhere. You've got this own kind of smart intelligence valve built into it as well. So it's designed that necessarily if it'll regulate its own pressure. So you basically keep pumping and pumping till you get a little puff of air that pokes it out and allows you just to know it's the right kind of, pressure. And if it was any sort of temperature change, it will happily accommodate any expansion. You've also got a lifetime warranty on the tubes as well. Lifetime of the product, of course. And that just basically gives you a bit of more of a reliability and a bit of peace of mind that essentially, if there's any issues, you're pretty much covered. Currently, as you see, I've actually got it with the additional Sun Canopy available, which fits the whole of the Movelite range. Very easy to pitch, and actually this can be added on to the van. You can buy a kit to connect it to the vehicle its own. So it's multi-purpose. It's not just for the awning. You can use it as a standalone canopy, as we see. We've got obviously a big nice sort of door there. There's a mesh located behind the side door, and again the front doors are sort of split into this kind of, we'll say 70-30 door, so you have a little entrance or a bigger entrance as well. You've got these additional kind of storm straps are kind of included. In terms of fixation options, you've got quite a few. So you can either go into, you've got a dual beading, so you've got a 6mm and a 4mm, so you can feed that directly into a C channel, or if you've got a California rail, by joining them together, you can feed that in, that should hold. Really lose the functionality and be able to drive away, so I'd recommend a fixing kit if you're going into any kind of rail system, be it a wind out or normal. But then again, you've got a little sleeve here for a pole and clamp kit, so you can clamp it into the gutter or into a reamer rail or any other kazoo rails, or there's quite a few of them. Other things, alternatively, go back to basics. Some guy ropes come included, so you can throw the guy ropes over the top of the van and peg it down the side and just pull it up too. You've got 2 doors in the tunnel section as well, so it gives you access directly into the camper van without going through the awning every single time. This front door, the side door I should say, like I said, it can open up quite smartly. So you can open it up, roll that back, and then it sort of exposes the big mesh door you've got behind it. Thing I do like about that is that actually you've got a zip along the bottom as well, so it's a really nice thorough mesh door. So for circulation, you've got a great big front panel mesh, a great big side panel mesh, so really help the airflow inside of it. What we'll do, let's have a little look on the inside of it, talk through a few more features that the T2R has to offer. So now we move the camera around, you've got the sort of a bit more of a better view of the front door. Now, the front door, like I said, actually can be kind of open sort of about 30% or 70%. I do believe it's actually fixed on this right-hand side, so you can't open it from right to left, but left to right you certainly can. You've got a separate zip puller as well, so if you wanted to, you can create this little veranda kind of effect, tuck it behind, and then you've got your mesh door built in, and then obviously a clear visible divider against away from the dogs. So that's really a nice thing. Alternatively, like I'm going to do now, zip that fully back. We'll open the door properly. So you can kind of roll it back, toggle it back to that point, and have that sort of little entry that you still got the privacy, but nip in and out as you see fit. Alternatively, what I'll do is we'll open this up fully, and then kind of roll it back, just to really kind of open it up. Bit rushed, but that'll do the job. So you can see this full mesh now, and that's one of the joys things. You've got big mesh front door and side door, zipped all the way along the bottom, so it's a really nice thorough fix. To open up, you've got little retainers always go here, so easy access at all times. Doesn't matter where the zip pullers are. Again, you've still got the ability that you can bring it back, toggle it back to a certain point. Alternatively, again, fully open it up. And then it can again toggle back as you see fit here. Now we've got kind of an open space and kind of gives you a better kind of idea for the whole overall size for it. Good internal headroom. I'm about 6'2", and I can stand pretty much dead center in a corner, so it means furniture can be right up close to it as well. So that works really nicely. You've got a back section, as we can see here, which can again be fully zipped up. So when you drive away, you close that up. The tunnel section then rolls back and toggles back to points we've got located here. I love the fact actually as well that you've got a mesh built into the middle door, so you can still get circulation but also privacy away from the van as well. This middle door, the back door I should say, can actually also unzip from right to left or left to right. So it doesn't matter if you've got, say, a UK van or California van with the doors on the other side, you can mimic the sliding door idea, so you've always got a bit of dead space there and then you flow directly in. And again, it's going to be on the other side. It then creates a little bit of a storage section behind here. If you don't necessarily want that, you can zip this open and obviously roll it back all together. You've got a kind of a lipped-in ground sheet here, so it's completely sewn in everywhere, so it creates a real great seal. And you've got oversized tube with obviously the bend in there. You can drop it there? Thank you. Other things to mention as well, we've got a hanging point for a lantern located here, Velcro tabs leading down to the bottom where we can obviously then go out the cable entry point down the left-hand side as well. So you have your mains lights in here. The cable entry, like I said, is located just down here. Nice and easy accessible, and it's small little details like little Velcro points down here so you run the cable quite nice and neatly along the floor and not having to worry about tripping hazards. Curtains in the main body section you get included, of course, and they zip them down. So it means you get the benefit of having proper kind of privacy. You can just fold it in. You can also alter the level, alternatively, put it all the way down, roll it away in a nice neat pocket. And then you've got a little toggle retainer just to kind of keep it at bay. Other things are things like Velcro points down here for the up and down lighters, so that allows you to use kind of outdoor rev system, as well as extra pocket points here. So they've got the oxygen tube pocket, which works really nicely, and you can have that kind of on the main beam. So it makes you having kind of storage area without decluttering the main body of the tent. Bracer poles are additional as well. So you've got bracer poles you can add to the roof and also to the sides if you really wanted to. It's quite robust as it is, but again, one spreader pole certainly in the middle wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. It just gives you a bit of extra support, especially when you drive away and lose that stability from the actual vehicle. But I'll tell you what, let's pick the camera up and have a little bit of a look inside. So now we've kind of got it fully open. Kind of gives you a bit more of an idea about it, and we kind of head inside. There's also an inner bedroom you can buy, a 2-berth inner bedroom, that pretty much will take pretty much half the space up. But you've got that kind of mesh section. You can see straight at that angle, the amount of fabric that's there shows you how much area you're actually gaining. The internal headroom height in here is pretty decent, like I said. That should clip for the bedroom as well, so it clips in there and in there. So it only really leaves you a kind of a smaller kind of corridor down this right-hand side as we look at it now. By the bracer pole, and you've got a little Velcro point for the bracer pole as well, so you can see that located in the corner. Low level ventilation as well beneath that window to help with circulation of air, not to mention obviously all the mesh we've got in place. And then we've got little Velcro tabs and the little kind of eyelets for the tube pocket, and the Velcro bit for the up and down lighters as well. That's again is for the bracer pole, so it slots in there. And you've got also, again, Velcro on both beams, so it doesn't matter where you want to put your lights, and cable entry points on both sides of grain, so it doesn't matter which way your main socket is coming from. The bit about the storage, like I said, by having that sort of wall in place, suddenly you've got this great little passage area here, quite nice and neat, and you've got a door on either side, so you can get access to the back without having to go through the awning every single time. The strap system, like we said, we've got 2 webbing straps located here and here, so you can adjust the height. And like I said, I'm still marvellously impressed with how well this mid fits on a low van. It's nowhere meant to fit. And then you've got the toggle points where the tunnel section comes back. But we'll have a little look on the outside as well. And again, you've got it from this side here with the window. Looks really smart. Sits really nicely as well, which is one thing I do like. So yeah, actually, do you know what, overall quite impressed. I think the tweaks and the fine details you see really do make it a nice awning. The colour scheme as well also works really well. Just the embossed fabric, the touch, the storm straps. It's got a lot about it really. And again, from a price point of view, works well. The flexibility to fit different models, again, is also a bonus point. But yeah, I think overall, I think looks really smart. Lots of great features, good talking points. Some unique stuff as well, which you don't necessarily see from other brands, which is always a big bonus. But overall, I think it's got quite a nice model. For more information about sort of prices and offers and things we're doing at the moment on this model, you can check the link below, take you through to the website where we've got it listed, as well as all the sizes, as well as the optional extras you can buy in terms of the liners, the carpets, the footprints, the canopies, the oxygen pockets, and so forth and so forth. So you can always check those out and see, you know, what things will just kind of make your camping the next stage up and more convenient for you as well. But yeah, by all means, let us know what you think of it as well, whether you think it's an upgrade in comparison to the previous T2s that we've seen on the market. But overall, I think for me, I think it's a vast improvement. Like I said, and generally, I think it's a cracking bit of kit, to be fair. So yeah, that's kind of our own Attwoolls video review on the Outdoor Revolution Movelite T2R.